carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the very start of the Sunrise Bumble here in South Africa. You're about to jump on board the largest safari vehicle in the world, and we have started with a bang in Djuma Private Game Reserve, which sits on the western fringes of the Kruger National Park in South Africa. Why have we started with a bang? Well, I'll tell you in just a moment. First, I would like to say good morning. My name is Lauren. I do have Gert on camera, and we are both Libras, which is very important for today's mission. We have a zebra. Yes, we have many zebra. And I do not have zebra on my species list, so yes, we can add that one because we are continuing on the Rangers race. Competitive, we all are indeed. But who are we? Well, you know me. We do have Cedric, the other half of the Djuma team. We also have Trishala down in Madikwe. We have Liam over in Pridelands. And we have Ralph over in Amakhala, who's a little bit behind because he wasn't out yesterday, understandably so. But he's promising to come back with fire. Now, this show is not just live, it's interactive. So please do talk to us. Jokes, comments, questions, ideas, theories, discussions, whatever you like. Just head over to the WildEarth website, which is wildearth.tv, and as long as you've registered, you can submit all your questions and comments there. But we are not done. There's something else I would like to show you for the morning. Fantastic scenes on our open area. The sun's just coming up. It's really cold this morning, my goodness. That cold front that I think really hit the Eastern Cape, we're getting the tail end of that. Can you get Mr. Lone Wildebeest from here? Libras are strong in this game. Yesterday it was a team of Libras as well, so it's very important that we stick with that theme. There we go, Wildebeest. Did not have that on my list either. Blue Wildebeest. And he's happy because he's with his friends. He's with his zebras and his impalas, and he is just loving life. You never see him when he's old anymore. It's actually very entertaining. And shall we go for our third species? Shall we? Okay. Martha, yes, let's have a beautiful safari. It's the perfect conditions here in Djuma, at least, for a morning winter safari. Oh, okay. How can we get him on camera? We do have a gorgeous male waterbuck. Let me just see if I can get around and get him on camera. It seems that everyone is in the open area. Here? It's a little bit early for these kind of games, but luckily I got coffee, even although it is load shedding. There we go. Waterbuck. 3 species. To start the morning is not bad. Thank you, Gert. This has not been an easy one to get on camera. He doesn't seem too interested to hang out with the rest of them. I think he's hiding a little bit. So that's really my plan for today, to visit the den and also find as many species as I can for this ranger race. But for now, let's take a look at the weather.
freezing indeed, and quite literally here at Madigwe Game Reserve. It's 0 at the moment. Hi everyone, it's me, Trishal. You might not recognize me because I'm under so many layers, and I've got Lloyd on camera who's also looking like the Michelin Man. We're very, very togged up and trying to keep as warm as possible, but we know we already have a giraffe on our species list for the ranger race, but it was just looking so lovely. The giraffes here are so nice and relaxed. They don't run away when we come through. And this is a mama with a little one that's somewhere in the bush as well. Now the sun is, it still has a bit of time, about 20 minutes or so before it rises, but you can see that the sky has brightened up quite significantly, giving us a beautiful view of this giraffe. Now our plan, considering the freezing cold, is to go ahead down back to Jamala Waterhole and just sit there for a little bit until it starts to warm up, because as you can imagine, driving around with the wind chill in an open vehicle is not entirely pleasant. Oh no, what have you got stuck in your mouth? It almost looks like it's chewing a bone or something like that. Hi Anna Marie, good morning to you too. How's it on your side? Are you also cold? Or is it nice and warm where you are, Anna Marie? I mean, I know that it is cold and we're complaining about it, but there's something, I don't know, fresh and exciting about being out in the biting cold. I just want to see, this giraffe looks like it's chewing on a bone. You can see it's opening its mouth quite wide. Now usually when they're chewing on leaves, they're grinding. Catherine, thank you so much. You're sending warm blankies and hot chocolate for me. Thank you very much. I had a nice hot cup of coffee, but I'm one of those people that cannot have more than 2 cups of coffee in a day. Otherwise, I just have far too much energy and it becomes manic. So hot chocolate is perfect. Thank you, Catherine. I didn't see this giraffe pick up a bone or anything like that, but it was quite dark when we got here, so maybe it did, and I just didn't see it. Lots of animals, herbivores, will chew bones, and that's to get extra phosphorus and calcium into their diet, just supplements their nutrients. To tell because their mouths are open quite wide, and like I said, when they're chewing and eating their normal food, the vegetation around them, it's more like a grinding movement. It's actually singing. Look at that. Ah. Giraffes can communicate infrasonically, so maybe it is, and we just can't hear it. A nice morning song from this giraffe. Speaking of morning songs, I can hear quite a few Cape turtle doves. Hi Arnold, welcome. I think this is. You say this is a fascinating sighting? It is. I've never seen any animal that's chewing on a bone. I've never seen them actually swallow it. They chew and then kind of falls out of their mouths. I'm not sure that they spit it out specifically. But if we're lucky, maybe we'll get to see. But something is definitely up because it's not plucking vegetation from that bush. I just can't stop thinking that it's singing. Alright, well, we're gonna make our way down to the Jamala waterhole and sit tight for a little bit until it warms up and the sun comes up. But I'm gonna send you over to Liam in Pridelands to say good morning.
Good morning from a slightly frosty eco-training Pridelands outside the town of Hoedspruit in South Africa's northeast. My name is Liam Burrow. I'm the very chilly naturalist here in the driver's seat this morning. The man behind the lens, as ever, the legendary BK Uhuru. Superb. So we are up on a nice ridge top, trying to do as little moving as possible for the first couple of minutes. Just admiring the sun rising above the Lebombo Mountains to our east. Those make up the boundary between South Africa in the middle of the Kruger National Park and Mozambique, the next country to the east. Yeah, so I think a little bit of a cold front blew in last night with all of that wind that we were experiencing on yesterday's drive. That took all the clouds away, leaving us very little sort of insulation, and as a result it's a little bit frigid this morning. But that's all good. As that sun rises, it's going to start to warm up the Earth's crust. I'm sure in the next 30 or 40 minutes. It'll be much more pleasant. We had quite an interesting night in camp. While we were having dinner, 4 or 5 buffalo just wandered straight in and grazing nicely through the tents, thankfully not causing any trouble. But that is a testament to the wildness of this area and the exposure of the Pridelands camp. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, certainly a very beautiful sunrise. It's one of the very nice things about this kind of work. We get to watch the sun rise and set pretty much every single day. Leaving us feeling much more connected with nature, which is the whole idea ultimately. There isn't really even a whisper from the bush this morning. The birds are not even singing yet. I think the temperature in the area must be 7 or 8 degrees, so that explains it. Mallory, it absolutely does. I think you were thinking about it at the exact same moment I was. So the birds will take a little bit longer to defrost, but I'm sure wherever they are, they're sat on nice easterly facing branches, doing a bit of preening, warming up, and then they'll get cracking. I do see a bird over BK's left shoulder there. I'm not sure if it's an owlet or a roller. I think it is actually an owlet. And we can have a look there. It looks like a roller to me. The bill is quite long. Again, it's just a silhouette, but it looks like a lilac-breasted roller to me. And yeah, just as I said, on an easterly facing branch, puffed up, charging up his or her batteries.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
This little patch of wilderness is quite underrated. But credit where credit is due. Pridelands has really delivered, certainly for me. I love it out here. There's also something to be said for staying in tents. It takes a bit of getting used to, and it might not be the most comfortable thing to do in midsummer when it's 48 degrees Celsius outside. But at this time of the year, low temperatures make it really, really comfy and extremely cool to be so exposed. You hear literally every animal walking past in the dark. On my last trip, I even had a lioness breathing outside my tent. Talk about being connected with the wildlife.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here at Gallagher Shortcut. Yes, it is Ranger Race Day today once again, and well, I am following up on a leopard track that's coming up Gallagher Shortcut. But anyway, good morning, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me, we've got Odie on Rusty. All right, yeah, I'm going to go look for the animals, other animals, of course. Ranger race is very important, but it's finding a leopard track like this now this morning, a female leopard coming up this road. Looks like maybe heading towards Gallagher Pan, maybe even towards Mvubu Road. That's also pretty much a dam that's to the east of our camp. So I'm going to go that side and just going to take a look, and maybe I'll bump into some of the animals that I haven't seen yet and I haven't marked down on my list. So yes, we never know, but it is Ranger race. I know that Lauren, she is amped for this Ranger race. I'm a little bit behind with the species count, but it's all right. I shall catch up somehow. William, you're on Team Rusty for Ranger Race. Fantastic, William. Let's see if we can get some animals this morning. But yes, I am going to follow these leopard tracks as well. So yes, I'm going to go around. It is quite a fresh morning. It is a little bit cooler than a normal. And fresh and all that. You ready, Odie? Let's go. All right, let's go. Gully go pan. Gully go pan. They said they had a young male leopard as well around Treehouse Dam last night, right after drive. So I'm not too sure exactly which male. Could have been Marips. It was hanging around there at Treehouse Dam and he went north. But that's why I want to go just take a look in this vicinity, just to see if we are going to find that leopard, because the leopard I haven't got on my list yet. So yes, of course, I'm going to try and track it down to try and mark it on my Ranger Race animal list. Woo, but it's cold. I don't know, going towards that side is feels like we're going from a normal good old African weather to the South Pole. You're heading into the lower lying areas, of course, as you know. The cold air just sinks to the bottom. But here we go. Let's go and take a look. Let's go and take a look. Laura Cam, yeah, they are playing games. It is unfortunately one of these things again. But you go through your stages like that, where all of a sudden you just miss them somewhere. And but it's alright. We'll find one very soon, and I'm hoping maybe Old Tlalamba. That's one leopard I really want to find quite a bit, because, you know, as I say, if she was pregnant, she would have maybe had her cubs by now. But that's if. Speculation, I'm not jumping into anything, so let's just rather just find her and then we can decide. Okay. Yeah. The sun is quite bright. Let's take a look here. Ooh, yeah, see some I can't even see. The sun is so bright this morning. Let's take a look down this side. Naz, yes, frosty naturalists all over the show today. I can imagine they're in Madikwe, Trishada, and even in Amakhala. Compared to us, I think they, Amakhala and Madikwe, yeah, I think that is long pants weather. That's long pants. So that's like long pants, beanie, scarf, gloves, or 2 set of gloves. I think, yeah, that's like long pants weather. But yeah, it's cold, but it's not as cold. Yeah, I've got 2 short pants on. Double shorts. What do we see? Darkman Lover, you say we hope to see Mr. Fluffy Ears on Marips. Yes, of course, that young male leopard would be lovely to see him again, as always. Any leopard. But yeah, let's take a look. We will find something soon. Persistence. That's what I believe. Oh, Almost drove into a tree there. But I think Marips is spending more time now in the north. I think he's realized that he can feel a little bit more relaxed that side, and I think that's why he's now heading back into that area. So that's why we're just going to look more on the northern boundary this morning.
Attention all nature enthusiasts and budding safari rangers. Get ready for an epic showdown in the wild. From July 30th to August 1st, witness our skilled rangers competing head-to-head, racing to identify the most animal species. Only one will be crowned king or queen of the ranger race. Don't miss your chance to be part of this thrilling adventure. Jump on board and join the race.
Heart is pumping right now.
Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the Sunrise Safari, where we're coming to you live from the Amakhala Game Reserve down in the Eastern Cape, where it has been absolutely terrible weather for the last day or so. It's been very, very cold, very, very windy and very, very wet. But at least it's nice clear skies today. My name is Ralph Kirsten, and on the camera I've got Morgan with me. Guten Morgen, and Guten Morgen to you once again. So we have started out a bit late in the Ranger race, but that doesn't mean we're not going to come out with a bang. We've found some kudu down there in the basin. It's going to be difficult for us to actually go down into the basin today, but because with the amount of rain that we've had over the last 2 days, most of the roads are closed. So we thought we'd just come for a viewpoint, have a look down into the basin, and then we're going to head back to the western side of the reserve, and we'll see what we can find on that side. But looking over towards the sunrise, I'm sure we're going to see a few more species down there as well. So thank you, Anna Marie, and welcome aboard with us, and thanks for welcoming me back. It's great to be back. Well, there we've got an elephant. So we've got two elephants actually. They are milling about down there in the basin. So we're 2 species up on our first segment. Not too shabby. I'm sure we'll see some more animals down there if we pan around. It's extremely... So even driving out this morning, it's like the animals are in holes. Are we getting serenaded by a bokmakiri? Sometimes when it's cold like this for a couple of days, the animals, obviously, they do hold their activity low, but then they can get busier after that. Caro, lovely having you aboard, and thanks for your wonderful comment. That's very nice to hear that you're happy I'm back. Well, I'm happy I'm back too. But we've got some work to do. With us having 0 species and a day behind, we're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I think off in the distance there, Morgan, is some black wildebeest. I can see their white tails. There. It's a bit difficult. They're off in the distance, but there's a whole herd of them. And you will, if you pan across, where are they now? I've also lost them. A whole herd of black wildebeest. There they are. So it's literally straight like this, to the right of Flucky's Vlei, quite a far, and almost in the middle between Flucky's Vlei and that main road that heads towards the Bushman's River. So if any of you don't know this particular area, what we are looking at here is the Bushman's River Basin. We're in frontier country in the Eastern Cape, and it is normal kind of weather that we have here with rain in winter. It's all year rainfall region in these parts, and we generally do have more rain in winter as well. But I must say that it's unusually cold. I don't think I felt this cold living in the Eastern Cape. Did you find him? So we just want to see if you guys can actually see those black wildebeest. I can see their white tails. Victor, yeah, we're going to have to come out with a bang, otherwise we're never going to be able to catch up with the rest of them. What do you got over that side, Morgan? Do you see the bokmakiri? Where? Okay, I'm just going to reposition and we'll get this bokmakiri that's calling just off to our left. A little bit of work. And I don't want to fall down this embankment either. That would be not very good. Can you see it? I hope I haven't chased it off. She stopped calling. Yeah, as this morning warms up, I'm sure we're going to have lots more animals coming out and being active, because it's been tough times for them over the last couple of days. So they will have calorie intake requirements. Now there's another one that's popped in here on the right. There we go. That's not a bokmakiri. And the wind has been incredible. Not last night, the night before. Our roof where we stay, I thought it was going to be blown off. It was incredible. I think the winds were around 80 kilometers an hour or so. And on average during the day, it's been about between 50 kilometer an hour winds. So it was force. And I think there were probably a number of trees blown over in the region. As we drive around the reserve, I'm going to see some of the results of that wind that we had night before last. Now, I'm just going to scan across in the basin and see if there aren't any more herds of animals out in the open. We are at a spot called Buzzard's View. So that's exactly what we're doing as well, taking our viewpoint to try and get a few different species from here, just to start off. And then I was thinking of going and looking for the surrogates. We know where their den is. I just want to wait for that sun to come up, because we do know with surrogates they've got very short and thin fur and skin. So they'll be huddling together now in their burrows, keeping warm. And then when the sun comes out, they'll probably all come out and enjoy the sun as well with us. So once the sun gets up, that's what the plan will be. And then not too far from there, we do know that there's secretary birds nesting, or they have been nesting near to the surrogates. So we'll get those two species. Waikisha, well, that's wonderful, and that's actually the name of the game. Always seeing something new, looking for something new, and if that's your idea, then being in the bush and out with us in nature is the best way to go about it. So, lovely to have you on board with us. That sun is going to be poking up over the hill in the not too distant future. The next few minutes, I can see not too long. All right, so we've gotten our race off to a decent start. I think we'll have to pick up a bit of momentum if we're going to catch the likes of Lauren. But while we look around and see what else we can find, I'm going to head you on over to her.
Well, we have another species to add to our list. It's hiding a little bit. Oh man, it's disappeared. This bird. It got me yesterday as well. Anyway, Cedric is lying by saying it's cold, but it's not that cold. I can see the pied kingfisher, but it is already on our list. It is freezing. I haven't been this cold since the cold front a few weeks ago. And why he's wearing double shorts, I do not know. Why not just wear long pants? Shorts plus shorts equal long pants. Anyway, Mission Control, what does the winner get? You're making us do all these challenges, which is great. But what is the prize? Can't make people do a challenge without a prize. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to try and risk it and go around to get this green-backed heron. No, MC. You're not singing me anything. I want to know what the prize is. Yes. Chocolate or wine or... Yes. You're thinking along my lines. I like it. We don't want a song. Oh, okay. The viewers, what do you think the prize should be? You guys tell us. Yes. Okay, I'm going to drive really slowly because this heron just does never play ball with us. It is the most skittish bird. Anna Marie, yes, I have been. Oh, there it is there. We see you. Yes, you can't hide from us no more. Just on the branch. There you go. Up here. Yeah. Hello, green-backed heron. Why are you like this? We love you. We just want to say hello, but you make it really difficult. But we got it, thank goodness. Yep, you're gonna hide? Yeah, thought so. Why are you like this? But it's another one to our list. I just think it's actually really fun going around and focusing your efforts on all sorts of species, not just the usual. Okay, I'm just quickly scanning around here to see if I can see any other species that I've not got on my list. Alrighty, Catherine, that's what I'm talking about. Breakfast in bed, made by the chef, not any of my colleagues. I don't know if any of them can cook that well. And then the morning off. cameraman and naturalist. Okay, Catherine, you are talking. I like it. A morning off would be so delightful. Not sure that's going to happen, but I like where your head's at. Linda, you're saying chocolate wine with the song. I'm happy with just a chocolate and wine. I'm okay without the song. It has to be red wine. Red wine is my weakness, I'm not going to lie. But I like it. And it has to be dark chocolate. Sherry, you're saying the winner gets warm, fuzzy socks. I also like that idea. I love socks. One of those thick sleeping socks, pajama socks. Okay, I also like that. I like everything actually. Why don't we get breakfast, the morning off, chocolate, wine and socks? Oh, that'll be the day. Okay, I think we need to keep moving because we're on a roll here. I'm now wrapped in my blankie because it is that cold, Cedric. His blood must run really hot because my fingers are absolute agony right now. It's really cold. I run cold though, to be fair. I'm not a warm person, but I do have a warm heart, as long as you all know that. But my blood runs cold. Woo! Okay, off to the hyena den we go.
Hi, my name is Claire. WildEarth has been part of this home for many years as it connects us to the bush and the culture that we love and miss so much. I became an explorer so that other people around the world can get to experience the African bush in this unique way as well. I am beyond excited that I was drawn to win the prize at Amakhala Game Reserve for 3 nights. It is truly a dream come true.
Sign up today and you could be the one experiencing it for yourself.
A number of askaris as well with this big bull. Askaris are smaller bachelors that associate with the bigger guys. Mandy Arthur, definitely. He does look rather seasoned. At about 35 years of age, this guy is doubtlessly had some adventures out here. And the birds coming out en masse now. BK, I don't know if you can see that little chin spot batis in the pushed over. Oh no, there he goes. Okay. Bloody birds. Yeah, we are completely surrounded by birds. They must all have been resting on the western side of this ridge top. Flocks of lemon-breasted canaries, a pied crow, chin spot batis, lilac-breasted roller, cool. Well, as we enjoy more of these majestic elephant bulls, let's head over to Ralph to see what he's up to.
Ah, yes, Liam, I understand the difficulties of framing birds up. We're trying to do exactly the same in this area where we've now got impala and red hartebeest. You can see how cold it is by how they are making their hair stand on end, trying to keep warm. They're grazing in the sun now, which has come up. So it's actually a lovely sighting, this. We can hear some red-faced mouse birds, but we can't see them. So we can't put them on the list yet. There they're calling now. Lots of birds calling. There's also, where is that? It's over there somewhere. Isn't that one there? No, my hands are also so cold. I struggle with the binos. Here we go. There's a Cape turtle dove calling, or a ring-necked dove. There, yeah, on the top of that bush there. You'll be able to get a red-faced mouse bird. Shush you. Sorry about that. Can you see it? All right, well, you've got to let us know if you can see that clearly enough for us to tick it off. I can see it with my bare eyes. So the wind has calmed down quite a bit, which is good. And I was just saying to Morgan as well, as we're driving, this is the kind of weather that you can, oh, and there they go flying as well. They're always in groups. They're cooperative breeders are the mouse birds. So this kind of weather, this time of year, nice and cold, nice and wet, etc. It's a good time for us to be able to see aardvark walking around during the day. So is it going to be the day we're going to see an aardvark out of its burrow walking around? Maybe we'll even get lucky and see an aardwolf. Apparently Tessa has been able to find lots in the last little bit. So that's also great. I haven't seen many. I only saw one very briefly, but wasn't able to put it on the camera either. And so we stared at an empty burrow. All right, so we're going to move on and see what else we can find. And as I said, head in the direction of those surrogates den site, and we'll see what we spot along the way as well. But
ranger race list, but of course we had to visit the den. Little Junebug is very busy doing his thing. And then we do have Intima in the entrance. You cannot see her right now, but I promise she's there. And that just shows you how deep this den is, and I think that's why it's really tricky for us to get any sort of view of the cubs. I think it's maybe going to take longer than it would do with the likes of Ribbon. I'm still convinced we saw Ribbon's little one a day or two max old in Gwazi and Shimbulu. But here, this entrance is just so deep. It's remarkable that Intima actually even fits in there, which she does. It's finally starting to warm up a little bit. My fingers are still agony. Imagine having frostbite. Oof. Must be so painful. And little Junebug has all the answers. How many other cubs are in there, Junebug? Kabuki, yes. I'm with my babies. Everyone in the area just laughs when I give updates about the hyenas. They just laugh. And when they see me at the den, they just roll my eyes. They're all accepting that I'm very much a new fixture at Little Gowrie Hyena Den. But it's also very much appreciated. We follow the clan in ways that others don't. A new stick. Oh, I can't wait for the day that food is actually brought back to the den for little Junebug. You will lose your little mind, won't you? Oh. Are we going to take it back to... Oh, no, we're going to drop it. Okay. Olivia, I've followed them since I arrived in 2018, but WildEarth has been following them for years, since the beginning, really. Maybe intensely since 2015. I think that's maybe when we really got into the clan and we started to figure out all the dynamics, but I could be wrong. We've really always followed the hyena clan here, and we're lucky because what we do out here is different from having guests. If you have guests, you've got to show them everything that the guests want to see. You've got to make it interesting. You've got to make it dynamic and different. Oh, there's Intima. There she is. You've got to make it different. And of course, you're going to get new guests maybe every week or so. Whereas with WildEarth, we literally can spend a whole drive at the den if we want to. And that's where we're really able to get into the dynamics, the sort of intricate details of the hyena clan. But me personally, since I arrived really, and since I learned all about them from Jamie, she was the one who inspired me greatly. I had a very inspiring team when I first joined. They were the most incredible, passionate, but unique and diverse team. They all had their own specialities, and I was in awe of them all when I first joined, and was really grateful for the amount of time that they gave all the trainees at that point. You can't be really good at everything out here. You can either be an all-rounder and quite good at everything, or you can specialise. Okay, we're going to sit here a little bit longer just in case we get any visuals of the cubs. But now we're going to send you over to someone, I'm not quite sure who.
I hope that Lauren does get visuals of Intima's little cub. I can't wait to spend some more time with the Juma clan. I'm sure Lauren is loving it. Now, I know that you're just staring at the base of a tree right now. It's a marula. But there was a crimson-breasted shrike there, so I'm hoping that it comes out again because it's a first for me. Well, I mean, I've been seeing them around in Madikwe, but it's the first time, or being in Madikwe was the first time that I saw a crimson-breasted shrike. Also, please, you're going to have to forgive my slurring. Oh, I see it, it's just popped up on the grass there. Oh, but the pole's going to be in the way. Okay, we will be patient. Still pole in the way? Oh. We'll just have to wait. Yes, my face is frozen. So, I'm hoping it warms up soon. I was hoping that talking to you would allow it to warm up. But we are at Jamala Waterhole at the moment. Nothing has come through just yet. But we do have quite a few doves hanging around. There was a Cape turtle dove. See at the water's edge here. We have a few. Yeah, there's 2 Cape turtle doves just walking around. And I think if you go on safari and you don't see a Cape turtle dove, or a blacksmith lapwing, something. Oh, it's just too cold to be driving around. So we're gonna sit here for quite a bit, I think. At least until it starts to warm up. Maybe see what birds come through. Oh, some impala making their way very slowly. Hopefully they'll reach the actual water soon. If you're hearing a bit of construction, that's because they're renovating the Jamala Lodge. Who has landed there? Hi, Amy. You reckon it's a great morning for birding? I think so too. Oh, we've got a speckled pigeon. Just where those doves were at the edge of the waterhole before. Just a little bit more to the right. There. You can kind of see the speckles just a little bit. But like so many of us, it is trying to keep warm, so it's fluffing out its feathers. So it makes the speckles a little less obvious. But there's the other one, there's another speckled pigeon at the top there too. There's a couple extra ones for my species list. But here comes some impala, which we've already seen over the ranger race period at least. And I'm hoping more and more mammals will make their way down.
We love all the support, we read all the comments, and now we want to acknowledge our biggest fans. Do you know when Ribbon was seen last? Or the names of June's cubs? Do you remember the last time we were up close and personal with an elephant? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in for a treat. WildEarth's Fan of the Month. We are looking for you. For more details, make sure to read our monthly mailer and keep an eye out on our social media pages. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
So, but bacteria does count. It's part of the kingdom, the animal kingdom. All right. Bacteria doesn't count. I will not say. Yeah, I'll try it. Okay, trying to take shortcuts here now. That's fine. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we've got speckled mousebirds. We've got the Birchall starling. We had the red-billed hornbill, and then where is? Oh, there, that water thickness. So where the red-billed hornbill is, look in the center. Okay, go down, and there. See, they're in the center. They're at the base of that quarry bush. There, yeah. Water thick knees. There is water thick knees. Oh, I'm just going to sit at this dam and do birding. So that is what, 7 extra points on my board. Thank you. Bearded woodpecker.
Well, Intima's moved from the entrance, and the minute she moved, Junebug dived in there like an Olympian diver to go greet whatever life is inside. But this is now day number... We saw Intima give birth on the 27th, and it's now the 31st. So I'm convinced in the next few days we might start to see tiny little brown heads or one head pop up. We may not get the best views. The cubs are not going to start wandering around like Junebug is, but we might get a little glimpse. And obviously that's what I'm hoping for. Definitely not going to be as entertaining as little Junebug, that's for sure. You've got friends, but they can't really play right now. Oh, Bundu Bash, thank you. You find the hyenas fascinating. Thanks to me. Bash, probably not. I probably forced the hyenas on you by spending so much time here, but seriously, I am very glad to hear that. They are fascinating, and Michael actually sent an article last night, and I'm going to dive into. I just haven't had the time. We woke up this morning to load shedding. Normally I like to read a little bit with my coffee in the morning and just have that sacred space, but no, not this morning. We had to boil water in the dark. But I will get into that article, and as you all know, I'll get back to you on what it says. But I'm glad you find them fascinating. They are, utterly. And you know, for such fierce predators, it's amazing how long they keep the young ones den-bound for. They really rely on this termite mound for a long time. And excuse our shadow, everyone. There's really not much we can do. It's a very tricky... Hello! It's a very tricky signal spot, and this is the only place we get signal. So, I'm sorry, we wouldn't normally have our shadow there. And Tima, you look like butter wouldn't melt. Did you get that name?
Ronnie Katz.
Ronnie Katz. Hello there. I believe Ribbon is still around. She has been seen. Someone took photos of her at the Buffalo Kill on Torchwood. And of course, Ribbon isn't Tima's mom. So I was really hoping that this might draw Ribbon here. I really want to see her. I will be devastated if I don't see Ribbon before I go. Oh. No, I will see her. I absolutely will see her. If there is one cub or two in that den, they or it are Ribbon's grandchildren. Grand cubs. I'm really hoping Ribbon arrives at this day, and I think that's the only way I'll get to see her, unless the lions kill something substantial on Juma. Then it'll attract the whole clan. But life is different for Ribbon. I think she's pretty much at the bottom. Or maybe it's not different, actually. Maybe it is as it always was. When I first met Ribbon, she was a low ranker. She was miserable. She had Paddy, a little cub called Paddy. And she just, she was not the Ribbon that we all got to know once she took over. It's amazing what the rank and the status can do for a hyena. And in Tima, you went from bottom to top to bottom again, didn't you? Apparently Ribbon was seen on the dam cam last night. Interesting. We did see hyena tracks everywhere on Juma. Makes sense. She's definitely around. I'm just not getting to bump into her. She's playing hard to get. But fingers crossed. She arrives here when we are at least here. We may spend a tad longer here, but of course we've got species to find. So for now, over to Liam.
Very, very nice. Well, we've managed to relocate on the buffalo bulls that came a little bit too close for comfort in around our tents last night. 5 colossal bulls. Yeah, they've been quite a regular occurrence around our camp at Ndlovu Dam here in the south on the Pridelands Conservancy. But thankfully, everyone in camp is on their toes. Nobody walks around without torches, especially at night. Got to be really, really careful. Buffalo can pose an enormous threat to people, especially these bulls. They have a habit of just sort of standing in the shadows without moving, without giving any warnings, until a person is obviously too close, and then you run the risk of being trampled quite badly. And if we absolutely have to, we will chase them out of camp with a vehicle. No chasing them on foot. We'll just let this guy get a bit further around the corner before we try and reposition here. And these buff kind of feeding out into a bit of an open patch. 4 of them are older bulls, I think retired guys, no more breeding for them. But one of them is a bit of a younger chap. He's potentially even separated from that large breeding herd that we saw on my first drive here. First drive on this stint. Yeah, it is essentially the off-season for these guys, so no need to pursue females. There's no breeding available. Time now to just try and survive the dry season. Stay in good physical condition, drink lots of water. The rains will return. Let's pull forward again there, I think, Beeks. And these are bulky animals, probably somewhere between 750 kilos and a metric ton, 2,200 odd pounds. They are beastly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's all 5. Well, the sightings are coming out today in spite of the cold. Pridelands delivers yet again. Oh, and I'm hearing elephants screaming further to the west. There is life out there. Red-billed oxpeckers coming in too. Fork-tailed drongo on that little twig above the buffalo. Paul, I viewed a buffalo herd in the western sector of the Sabi Sands with a set of guests, and we lost count at somewhere around 800. I reckon that herd was easily over 1,000. It took them well over an hour to cross the road that we were parked on. I have heard reports of groups in the Kruger up to 2,000 individuals. But kind of 150 to about 300 is much more common. Yeah, quite a sight.
Are you yearning for a private virtual WildEarth safari adventure with our naturalists and crew? We have got you covered. Sign up to be an explorer before the 15th of August and you could win a private safari experience. Make lifelong wildlife memories with either Steve,
thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning,
or Cedric. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
Shucks, there is a pied crow flying, but it would be a bit of a dizzy race to go and look at that with the camera, so we won't put you through that. There's a pied crow flying off to the left. I want to take our view off this secretary bird. You can hear the pied crow calling off to our left, but we'll have to put it on screen to be able to count it. So that's quite sad that the surrogates may potentially have moved, but we'll have to find where they are. They are rather shy, and maybe with us knowing that they're there, and there's been a bit of activity from the rangers, in general, decided to move off to somewhere a little bit more quiet. And if so, well, good on them. They obviously aren't comfortable with vehicles coming near to their den site, so we'll have to just leave them at that.
Well, we've decided to leave the waterhole just briefly. We're just on another road that's on the other side because it feels like maybe the animals are also quite cold, and coming down to have a bit of a drink or a play around the water is not number one on their list this morning. So taking us a little bit of a drive. But I must admit that it is bordering on unbearable in Trushala land. So this road will take us to kind of behind the Jamala waterhole. And see, if you're watching the camera during live at the waterhole, the area that you see giraffes and elephants emerging from, those bushes in the back. So we'll see if anything is making their way to the waterhole. But for now, let me send you over to Cedric and Chuma.
Yes, I've got a crested barbet. Look how beautiful this bird is. Isn't this stunning? A crested barbet. And it's gone. Alright, there's a crested. Now we've got a grey-headed sparrow as well. Let's try and get into the silver clusters. Now look, the thing is, I only realized... Yeah, just go... I think it's still there. Let me just double check there. Yeah, so go in there. This branch is going out on the left there. Yeah, you're going right. And a little bit up. There it is. Grey-headed sparrow. So now the thing is, I did not know that birds counted. Only told me now. So I thought it was just mammals. Anyway, I'm catching up. So yes, we've got a crested barbet and a grey-headed sparrow. Yay! Isn't this fantastic? Seeing a very common bird and getting so excited about it. You can see it's just a sun grey-headed sparrow. It's just fluffed up, keeping nice and warm. Waikisha, yes, it's going to be a fantastic birding morning. As I said, I just realized that birds count. Yeah, sometimes I don't listen. Because yesterday I had so many birds, and yeah, I didn't think that birds was part of the race. Well, we're going to continue around here at Treehouse Dam. Let's head over to Trish as she's doing birding of her own.
Yay, I've been wanting to show you that bird. It's the crimson-breasted shrike. Well, now it has left us. That's okay. I'm glad that Cedric has caught on that we actually can look at birds. Yay! We still got the crimson-breasted shrike. My goodness, I'm starting. I can barely talk. I can still see it, but it's just out of our camera's view. Hello, you. Do you want to come back? Nope. Okay. Put that out for a moment. No, out of our view. Isn't that red so striking? Oh, and what do we have here? A fork-tailed drongo. Just on the side as well. Looks like a fork-tailed drongo anyway. It's very, again, very puffed up. There you are. Hello, you. It might actually be southern black flycatcher. I can't see the color of the eye very well. So a drongo has a red eye. It can sometimes be kind of like even a dark browny red. So it's not so obvious. I'm going to pull my binos out and see from this angle if I can see. Ah, it is a drongo. The eye is in fact that browny red. Yay! Fork-tailed drongo for us too. Everyone is pretty much being exactly the same. Everyone's just trying to warm up. I was talking to you about the crimson-breasted shrike and the fact that it is oh, do we have a white-browed scrub robin too? Nice. Everyone's just trying to catch that sun that's come out, and there actually is a bit of warmth coming from the sun. I know it seems like an obvious thing, but sometimes it gets so cold that you can't even feel the warmth of the sun. I can start to feel it on the side of my face now. Deb Das, hi Deb Das. All pleasure, kind of. for bearing the bitter cold. It's I suppose it's all just part of it. If I thought it was too full, we wouldn't be out here. But it's becoming more and more bearable. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Alright, we're gonna keep on going. See what else we can find. Maybe some other little birds all fluffed up trying to get warm.
Do you sometimes imagine what WildEarth would be like without adverts? A chance to properly immerse yourself in nature without any interruptions. Sign up to be an explorer for a small monthly fee and you can truly escape into the wilderness. Ad-free viewing is now available on our app as well as on our website. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
Yeah, I wonder when we'll get a visit from the local lions again. They were very quiet last night, didn't hear any roaring at all. But with buffalo around, we're almost certainly going to get a visit from them at some stage. I'd love to come across those two males that are pursuing the Ngati females. Yeah, I've only heard reports and seen photos, but they look magnificent. Cool. Well, at this point, we'll probably leave these guys. Evelyn, they can do. I think, though, it's probably chilly out in the bush pretty much everywhere. But we do find on these very, very frosty mornings that many of the megafauna species, the big heavy-bodied animals, will head up to ridge tops. Obviously, cold air settles in the dips, so yeah, like around the water holes, in the drainage lines, probably not the best place to be. And most of those animals will be on a sunny hilltop trying to defrost. And the same very often goes for predators too. Thankfully though, not too much wind this morning. Wind is a factor that is a lot harder to manage on safari than cold. Alrighty, well, as BK and I continue to defrost and bumble in search of adventure this morning, let's check in with Lauren.
Of the morning. Riveting stuff. Gat cannot contain himself. We do have the ring-necked dove. I actually really love these guys. They have some really cool, interesting facts to say about them. And the best thing is that they're solid. They are always there for you. When everything else disappears, you have always got the ring-necked doves. Another species for our list. We left the hyena den. We were not, we left the hyena den, and now we're going to find as many animals as we can. Cedric's up the ante. Ralph is up the ante. I feel like competition is on. But I know Cedric will be very jealous of my ring-necked dove sighting. But they are really cool. I mean, they produce pigeon milk. They produce milk for their offspring. Yo, that is cool. Whenever you're bored of doves, just remember that. I'm trying to plan the rest of my drive, where I can go for what animals we need to find. Damon from the UK, the United Kingdom. Hello, hello, welcome aboard, and you love bird watching. Yes, I do too. I have to say it's a little bit better out here than it is in the UK, but you can get some very cool birds over there, especially in summer. But maybe the ring-necked dove is not one of them. But still, at this side, during the ranger race, we need to put as many species on screen. And this one I hadn't put on screen. So now I have. Maybe we should we should be very grateful for their existence. Thank you, doves, for everything that you do. You're always here. But yes, a lot of birding on this show, Damon. Obviously, when we get the summer migrants, there are so many species, so many new call species to look at. But naturally, it's winter here right now. So all the migrants have left. Okay, onwards and up. You can go over to Cedric.
Yes, I've also got a ring-necked dove, also known as a Cape turtle dove, just pecking away here, looking for little seeds here on the center island of the road. Of course, as you can see, all the little grasses that grows in the center. And of course, and this ring-necked dove is just enjoying a good old early morning feed and preening itself. All right, and there's another one. Before we lose the other, I think let's quickly reverse. I think they're already gone. I think I have to reverse, Odie. I'm just going to go back. There's a crested francolins as well. They were here. They were here. Do you see them? I think, how far did they go? No. All the way gone. And they can't go that far. I'm sure they must be here somewhere. Oh my word. I just had crested francolins now. And I didn't disappear. Oh, there's a little blue wax ball. Yeah, that's nice. Let's get a little wax ball there. I think if we can, try and get it in. It's just bouncing and hopping around down the road. I mean, in the grass next to us. There it is, a little blue wax ball. Yes! How beautiful is that? It's almost got like that stunning kind of almost like a pastel blue color. And of course, it's the same thing, little seed eater, looking for little seeds. And they're usually always in a bird party, the blue waxbill. So we might find other bird species around here. But they're very small. Oh, off it goes. Oh, back into the grass again. I'm still trying to see if we can find those crested francolins. Oh, there's someone that did. What is that? What was that? Oh, there was yellow-fronted canaries. Yellow-fronted canaries that just took off there. Jordan, did you hear me there? Eh? Yes, yellow-fronted canaries. Oh, there's the blackbird there. You see there? There was a black one that just flew there now as well. I'm sure there was a fork-tailed drongo because I haven't got a fork-tailed drongo. Yes, I saw it. Somewhere. There it flies. There it goes. I got it. A fork-tailed drongo. What is it? It's a black flycatcher. Eh? Oh. So we've got a black flycatcher. Very nice. So just sitting here with a bit of a bird party happening around on this road. Sorry, Jordan, go with a comment or question there again. I just heard something. I don't know. I mean, early in the morning, it's still, yeah, so they get a little bit cold, so they fluff themselves out and just trap that hot water air inside their feathers, like under their feathers, but it doesn't really affect them too much. I mean, they still have to do their daily routine, still go out, still go and feed. So it doesn't really affect them too much. What have you got there? Oh, ground scraper thrush. No, right, there. Yes, ground scraper thrush. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? And a little brown, black speckles all along the chest area. There's beautiful black lines coming down on the side of their face. And they usually will hang around in pairs. And hence the name ground scraper, because it's on the ground. Ground scraper thrush. But most of the thrush family really runs along on the ground, and they do that quick little burst of run and then they stop. Run and stop. Looking for little insects. And look at those little legs. Well, our tech guy, Max, he doesn't call them legs. He calls a bird's legs drumsticks. So that's, I laughed the other day when he said that. Anyway, while we're going to continue just searching around for other bird species, let's head over to Lauren.
Bring it on, Cedric. Bring it on. I'm only joking. We do have the glossy starling here. I have the Burchells on my list, but I don't have the Cape glossy starling. So they're all having a lovely wee drink at Twin Dams. And it's actually really lovely. We've got the sounds of them all calling, they're all waking up. This is a really good time to come birding. Listen to that. Isn't it beautiful? Roshan, I'm glad to hear it. All this birding has improved your birding knowledge. And Roshan, that's really how birding works. You've just got to chuck yourself in the deep end and just try and learn. It's tough. Birding's tough. But it's a great way to increase your species list. I'm going to try and focus on insects this afternoon as well. But we'll see how far we get with that. It's not exactly summer. Now, I'm just going to go forward a bit because we did have some Natal spur fowls. But naturally, as soon as we went live, they wandered off. So I'm just wondering if maybe we can still get a view of them. Or have they disappeared completely? I don't know if that is one over there or if it is elephant dung. It's not moving, so it's very possibly elephant dung. Let me just quickly check with the binos. That would be another species for our list. It's amazing what you can achieve when you start getting people to compete against one another. It gets wild. Yeah, I can't see them. But that's okay, onwards and upwards.
Those sounds just go straight through you.
Hello, my name is Maurice. I am from Perth in Western Australia.
Hello, I'm Stéphane. As you can hear, I am French and I'm doing the 35 days online course.
I started watching WildEarth during COVID. I decided that I wanted to study more, and in order to do that, I saw that Eco Training Friedlands was doing courses, and I decided to do the 8-week online theory course at the end of last year.
So the 35 days course, it basically starts with theory online, 3 sessions a week. Very enjoyable. We went really deep into it. Very holistic as well. Really enjoyed it. It goes from insects to stars to obviously your mammals and your birds. I liked the 2 components. It just got me really well prepared before I got here.
Despite my accents and my misunderstandings, everyone has been very helpful and comprehensive to help me to understand everything.
Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out on your journey towards becoming a conservationist, our digital courses offer a flexible and accessible way to deepen your knowledge and understanding of the natural world. So why wait? Sign up for an Eco Training digital course today. Start your journey towards a more sustainable and connected future today.
Look at this pretty little fellow we've managed to find. As I've suggested, it's very cold, and so you can see with this little bird also just sitting in the sun trying to warm up. This is a brown-hooded kingfisher, and he's doing his best on the little branch sticking out of the wind and getting the sun on him nicely now. Maybe looking around for some insects while he's there, but I think the primary function of what he's doing now is to warm up. We can hear lots of birds around here. Alex, he does look how he's all fluffed up around his head. He doesn't look that happy, does he? And as I say, there are a lot of birds calling around here. We've got the turtle doves or the ring-necked doves. There's drongos, there's somber green bulls, but the trouble is to actually get them on the screen because they're in the thickets here. So Morgan spotted this brown-hooded kingfisher, and these kingfishers, they don't migrate, they stay here throughout the year, and they're insectivorous. So they're not really fishermen. When you do see brown-hooded kingfishers going into the water, and when I mean that, they actually flop into the water. They don't dive, and it's just like taking a little bath. So they wet themselves. You'll often see them doing that, and you could mistake them for fishing. But if you look closely and at what they're doing, their wings sort of open up just as they hit the water. So they splash themselves, and then they fly off. That's obviously for feather maintenance and so on, and it's a nice, quick, easy way to bath yourself as a bird and get rid of that excess oil from the preen gland. But yeah, they also do hunt for insects around the water. Obviously, there are lots of insects that do frequent little water bodies, so you might find them swooping in and out there, but they don't go for fish in the water. That would be the actual fishermen, the pied kingfishers, the giant, the malachite, the pygmy. No, in fact, the pygmy I think is also insectivorous. But this is one of our resident kingfishers. What other birds can we hear? I can hear a drongo just off over there, but we're going to have to try and see them through the bushes here. Our general direction we're going to take now is towards the cheetahs, where they were last seen, but give us a chance, and in the meantime, off you go to Lauren.
We have the one bird that will really tell you how it feels. The grey go-away bird. Ah, and he's gone away. How sad. But you know what? We got it, and that's another one to the list. Go away! Go away! Yeah, that's the one. It's telling you to go. Oh, there's my wallow. Memories, such lovely memories, never to be forgotten. Wallowing in the mud like a beached whale. However, okay, now I'm looking for other birds. We need a yellow-billed hornbill, actually. We've got a red-billed. We don't have a yellow-billed. Challenging, I know. It's going to become harder the longer it goes on, because obviously you can start to tick off all the easy species, the common ones that you see all the time. But then once you've got them, you can't repeat them. So it's going to become really challenging. Let the games begin. But in the afternoon, there will be insects. I'm going to channel my inner insects. Okay, as I find my next species for the list, you guys are going to head over to Liam.
So in true Pridelands fashion, under a canopy of blossoming knobthorn trees, acacia nigrescences, we have an enormous herd of elephants. Possibly 50 or 60 spread out over 20 or 30 hectares. That is a serene dry season scene, if ever I've seen one. A bunch of calves in the center there, a bit of a creche, all roughhousing, and all the big cows just going about their business. Yeah, that is peace for me. The elephant viewing in this area does not disappoint. And for me, who can spend literally hours sat with these pachyderms, that is not a problem at all. Lots of characters. A couple of magpie shrikes around as well. Those are also insect-eating birds. Once again, capitalizing on the fact that the elephants almost definitely disturb grasshoppers and things in the long grass. Marula shortcake, very, very happy to hear that. Yeah, pachyderms also never fail to put a smile on my dial. Yeah, I've got to wonder, with the presence of all these cows, I wonder if old Mr. Ezelwini will make a nice left turn out of Jijani, the property to the north, and come back for a visit. Whoa! Before I've got to go. Yeah, my stint here at Pridelands isn't a long one. I'm only here until, I think we said Thursday, like 6 days. And then back off home to do some commercial pilot studying. I've got a big law exam coming up. Got to hit the books hard. But tech permitting, I should be doing a little bit of time on live at the waterhole from home on my study breaks. So we'll still be getting that bush fix. What a pleasure. You've got to love the colours of the Lowveld in the dry times. It's obviously magic to see it in the summer with all the wildflowers and butterflies and lush vegetation. But all these rich shades of sort of gold and grey, also pretty spectacular. Nice to see all sides of it. So a very pretty cow coming up the road, lovely straight tusks and jutting out at like 45-degree angles. Pretty thing coming right this way. Well, we are in no great hurry to go anywhere. This is a wonderful way to spend our morning. But while BK and I do that, let's check in with Trishala.
It does seem like Liam's had an excellent stint at Pridelands, especially seeing Isolwini and spending so much time with him after all these years. We have a little steenbokkie staring us down. Now, you know how steenbok are. They run away very quickly. So we were hoping we'd be able to collect this one for our species list. And we are lucky. Now, we were investigating those wildebeest earlier, and they were looking a little concerned. And at first I thought it was them that were kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Not exactly alarm calling, but sort of going towards us. A sound of annoyance, maybe. But when I was looking at them through my binoculars, I didn't see any of their lips move, and you can kind of see it quite obviously, a little bit like a horse. And then we found some impala nearby, impala rams. So it could have just been the rams playing around with each other, alarm calling, or those kind of rutting calls that sound very much like alarm calls. But to me, it sounded like an alarm call. Either way, both the wildebeest and the impala, and I suppose the steenbok, is looking off into the direction that is very deep in the block. So we're just going to have to do a couple loops to see if anything appears, but the block is quite big. So no promises, but it would be nice if we could see a catty predator around. Now, if it were wild dogs, they wouldn't waste their time alarming, they'd just run away very quickly. But it was also just one alarm call. Now, steenbok, they don't alarm call. They're very good at staying still and watching you and hoping that you don't see them. Hi, Amanda. You say this is so cute. Steenbok are very cute. I love them. Cute little antelope. With beautiful ears, they kind of look like petals to me. Yes, we're talking about you. Just like that, it's gone. So steenbok, to avoid predators, will stay still just like that and try to figure out if a predator can see it or not before it hops away very quickly and in a zigzag fashion.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
to become a skilled safari guide, traversing the African bush and encountering wild animals up close. Whether you're a retiree, a recent graduate, or a professional seeking a change, the 55-day eco-training program is for you. This comprehensive course will provide you with an unparalleled opportunity to gain expertise in every aspect of the African bush. With the coaching of experienced training guides, you'll embark on an unforgettable adventure that will give you a deep understanding of wildlife, conservation, and African cultures. Over the course of the program, you'll learn essential skills such as animal tracking, bird identification, and bush survival techniques. But the benefits of this rigorous training go far beyond technical knowledge. You'll also form close bonds with fellow nature enthusiasts and conservationists from around the world, creating a global network of like-minded individuals. Your days will be filled with excitement and wonder as you observe animals in their natural habitats and explore the diverse landscapes of Africa. Return home with newfound knowledge, a qualification, unforgettable memories, and a sense of accomplishment that will last a lifetime.
Well, our massive elephant breeding herd seems to be getting mobile. They are headed into the north, up towards the ridge that separates us and Leopard Dam. A wonderful spot for this massive group to have a bit of a drink this morning. Quite a distance away though. I don't know if that's going to happen on the sunrise safari. They may well be there sort of in about an hour, something like that. Yeah, I think we'll let the majority of them cross the road in front of us, and then we'll probably crack on. Again, life never really stops for the elephants. Certainly, Victor, they do have this sort of calm aura about them. Make no mistake, they can be a little bit testy at times. You can have them screaming and running all over the place quite chaotically. But yeah, approaching them gently, viewing them respectfully, we do get these lovely calm views. Bless you there, BK. Totally serene. Elephant therapy this morning. The last of the very big cows just sort of approaching from the right. We're not going to do too much maneuvering around here. We'll rather let these ellies come to us. Excessive vehicle noise and crunching of branches and stuff like that can irritate ellies. Wherever possible, we'll try and avoid that. It tends to get us the best views. Spare a thought today for Africa's rangers. 31st of July annually is a day to commemorate the work and the services provided by Africa's conservationists. World Ranger Day. So thank you to every man and woman out there risking their lives to protect Africa's wild things and wild spaces. Yeah, it is often thankless and extremely dangerous work. These people working under very, very difficult conditions, often for not much money at all, but doing work that is critical to the survival of our species. Animals like the elephant, like the rhino, the pangolin, and of course a whole massive long list of species that are perhaps not as high profile, but equally as important. Thank you, rangers. There also tends to be a little bit of confusion between sort of the difference between a naturalist / safari guide and a ranger. While we do sort of preach the conservation message as naturalists and guides, we're not necessarily rangers. Rangers are people tasked with patrols, active conservation work, and anti-poaching. Potentially including armed combat with poachers. Sure, what a sleepy scene. And these ellies just sort of lined with gold, happily feeding away. Conditions getting much more comfortable for BK and myself here in Pridelands. The temperature has pretty much doubled, perhaps even a bit more in the last hour or so. So the layers are gradually getting peeled off. No more need for gloves and beanies. Barry, I've had so many tens of thousands of cool elephant sightings over the last decade and a bit. But I've had some pretty amazing sightings of that Esselwini bull. Also one or two incredible sightings with elephant herds having sort of just delivered newborn babies. And all of the excitement and sort of connection that surrounds those sort of experiences. I also had a sighting on a reserve called Olifants West, just north of Hoedspruit, the town closest to Pridelands, right here, one of our neighbours. A herd of elephants feeding at an artificial water point. And a little calf fell into this sort of concrete well. Yeah, it was total chaos. We were parked in the middle of this group, and then sort of 15 or 20 adult females running all over the place, roaring, rumbling. But thankfully they managed to scoop that calf out of this horribly designed well with their feet and their trunks. So yeah, some relief. I don't know how we would have helped. Anyway, let's check in with Lauren, see what she's doing.
We do already have Batavia on our list, but I cannot drive past Batavia. Batavia was on a very low-lying branch, hence why we're getting such incredible views. And look, very intrigued by everything. What are you looking at? I don't know what it is, but something's on the ground and really capturing this little one's attention. Man, you're so cute. We're getting a good view of the wing though. You see that sort of right wing? If you were unsure which bird this was, you could easily see it's a Batavia from the arrangement of the primary and secondary flight feathers. You can see that is the wing of a Batavia, even although it's different colours from the adult. Oh. What are you looking at, Batabs? And you know, some birds would fly away, like the owlet. They flew. We got too close. But Batavi is very accustomed to vehicles. Ever since they were in the nest, they're used to vehicles coming and stopping here. And I think that's a really good thing. It means they don't fly away. Oh, a little shake there, Batavia. Ron, you're asking about the Battalier breeding season. And I'm just actually checking my app to make sure I get this right. So yes, they do. The monogamous pairs do. But it actually differs across the board. Oh. So the laying dates... Oh, that was beautiful. The laying dates for Battaliers in Botswana is between January to May. That's quite a big window. That's 5 months. Then for Zimbabwe, it's all year round. So you don't really have a breeding season there. And then for South Africa, it's between December and June. Again, that's over 6 months. So really, the breeding season differs across the board. So to be honest, I'm not quite sure for that one, Ron. This is the information that I'm getting from the Roberts Bird Guide. Here in Djuma, to be precise, we do tend to see them in the summer months, laying. It's a good question, but I don't entirely have the answer. So that was very cute, even though it wasn't a new bird for our list, but I believe Cedric has one.
Thanks, Lauren. Yes, we got a steenbok. So this one I do not have on my list. A male steenbok. Nice little antelope. One of the smallest antelopes in the area. And military, but this male was chasing a female around here. And she got away. Now you see, he's still looking out for her. He's still trying to see if he can find where did that female run off to. Don't worry, boy, you will find her somewhere, yeah? But they are so adorable, isn't it? So this is a full-grown male. Fortunately, every time he's going behind, you can see the horns, but no, he's putting his head behind that. There you go. Look at those beautiful horns of his. Oh. It's like this one little stick that's in our way. Move. He's enjoying, looks like one of the creepers there.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rut. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
still in the area here, but what I'm doing now, it's in my nature to continue searching for leopards, because I had a leopard, female leopard track coming into this direction here on the western sector, and I had a young male leopard. Now I spoke to Aubrey. You found a young male leopard last night at Treehouse Dam. I said, oh, you got marips. He says, no, it's not marips. He says it's much leaner and not as bulky as marips. So I'm not too sure which young male leopard Aubrey got to see last night at Treehouse Dam, and I didn't have his tracks coming up to Rebecca, so nothing has popped out in this area for us. So I'm not too sure exactly where it disappeared. I might actually end up going towards the open clearing there close to our campsite. It might be a good chance there.
I know we should be looking for more species, but Davi has just been so cute, and to be honest, this tree is perfect. It gives us such good views against a gorgeous baby blue sky. And he or she is just being too adorable. I love it when battle ears are at this stage. I really do. They're just so inquisitive, like any young animal. Like a cub or a lamb or a calf, anything. Using its keenest eyesight and great sense of hearing. And they have a good sense of smell too. I think people forget about smells when it comes to birds, but they absolutely do smell. You see it? Let's do it. I don't see it. Oh, I can hear it. Oh, I can't see it. It's behind that branch from me. Okay, we've got a woodpecker. Oh, no. I don't think I'll be able to identify the species from here. It's behind that cluster leaf. Okay, let's go forward and hope it doesn't disappear, because this is so cool. I love woodpeckers. But to be honest, we got a cardinal woodpecker on our species list yesterday. So if it's a cardinal, I'm in trouble. Can you hear it? Looks like it could be the bearded. Sorry, I'm just trying to hold onto the monitor here and have a look. I think it's a bearded. What do you think, Chat? Yes, it's a bearded woodpecker. It is turning into a birding morning, Nathan. It is indeed. I love woodpeckers though. I could hear it, but I didn't think we would actually find it. It's really pecking away for its morning snacks. So bearded woodpeckers, the male has a red top on top of his head, and the female does not. So if you see red, you know you're looking at the male. Look at it go. 2 woodpeckers on my bird list. That's not bad. Yesterday cardinal, female, and today female bearded. Pecking away for its morning larvae and pupae. Or any other delicious insects. Maybe even a spider or 2. How cool is this? Getting in all the cracks and crevices and holes. There'll be lots of larvae stashed away in there, and that's exactly what this one is looking for. Well done, Kat. You spotted this one. The woodpeckers we get out here do look fairly similar. The bearded, the cardinal, the bennets. They can look really similar, so you've got to pick out features to know which one you're actually looking at. I was so lucky to get the olive woodpecker in Amakala. That was a lifer for me. I want to try and hear it, but it's not picking on the solid wood, it's picking on that little bit of bark that is sort of not solid against the tree. That's why we're not hearing it so much. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard, but if you haven't, I'm going to tell you. WildEarth are now doing Fan of the Month. And this is from the 1st to the 4th of August during the morning safaris. And this is because WildEarth love your support and we want to acknowledge our biggest fans. So we're going to be posing questions once a week to you guys based on what has happened each week during Drive. So it's going to be on what you have seen during Drive, and whoever can answer the most questions correctly is going to be put forward for our Fan of the Month. So the first question is going to be asked on the 4th of August. Please do not miss out. I'm intrigued to know who is going to be the Fan of the Month this month. So the question will be asked on the 4th in the PM, but it's going to be based on what has happened from the 1st to the 4th. This is so cool and possibly my longest woodpecker sighting. I'm writing it down. I'm writing all my species down. Oh, this has been such a great sighting. In the past half hour, we've had bachelier, owlet, and woodpecker. Oh, it's getting good. But for now, over to Liam.
Well, the bumble continues for BK and myself. We've left our massive herd of ellies, and now we're just sort of checking some sunlit ridge tops to the north. I didn't even see it. More ellies. Jeez, like, oh, sorry, put my mic on. More ellies. They are unavoidable at the moment. Check it out. Yeah, just cannot avoid the elephants. Oh, it could be worse, I guess. Yeah, certainly no shortage of these soulful pachyderms on pridelands at the moment. And clouds of fork-tailed drongos following them. I think these ellies are making their way down to Ndlovu Dam, which is probably only 150, 200 yards behind us, to have their morning drink. Conditions are pretty dry out in the bush. Yeah, so those waterholes are a real sort of meeting point for these elephant families. Great way for them to interact, touch base with mates. Yeah, it's worth checking these sunny ridge tops at the moment, as I touched on a little bit earlier. These are obviously the warmest point, so for many animals this is a good place to sort of start your day. Not just for elephants, things like leopard and lion could quite realistically be up in these hills as well. It's the wonderful thing as well about this Pridelands property, the topography is very variable. Got a couple of sections of open plains, lots of sort of wooded savanna, blended marula and knobthorn woodland, and then these tremendous crests. Lovely rocky hills full of impala lilies. It's a pretty unique environment.
Did you know that the WildEarth team makes weekly behind the safari content? Would you like to get to know the WildEarth family better? See how we live.
This is Igor's bedroom.
Learn about our production process. And see the antics that happen off camera. Sign up to be an explorer and you will get access to all this content and more.
Righty, so back here at the Amakhala Game Reserve, we do have another species, and that is the blesbok. But as Morgan just said a little bit earlier, I hope you've got your pens ready, because we've basically got the arc here. There's that blesbok. If we pan off to the right, I hope they're still there. They might have gone into the tree. There were some vervet monkeys. Don't know if we're going to get there. There, yes, Morgan, they are still in the tree. In that tree there. There, and there's one now exposing itself in the sun. Everybody trying to warm up because it is frightfully chilly. Can you see them?
You can see little white spots.
Okay, Jordan, you're going to have to tell us if you can see it properly, that we can mark it off. Those are indeed vervet monkeys. And then we'll leave those little dots there, but it's on record, and we'll slide across and look up the hill Okay, so Jordan can see it. That means you, the viewers, can see it. And so that one is then ticked off. We've got a lovely big group of giraffe who are feeding also on the leeward side of the bushes, keeping out of the wind. It's very cold. I can't say it enough. Oh, what birds are those? Anyway, we'll leave the birds. And then we slide across and we've got zebra. There's another one. And then if we slide across even more and look off in the distance, we're going to see the largest antelope in Africa. It is, in fact, an eland. Off in the distance there. Oh, hello. I'm hearing this Blessbok alarm calling at me, but I'm seeing some other animals off there in the distance. What are those? Disappeared. And it's crazy because we normally see so many warthogs here, but with the cold, I think they're all still in their holes in the ground and they haven't even come out. I think just like the surrogates that we couldn't find, they're probably keeping warm in their burrows. But this is a nice little stop. How many species was that? 5. 5 on the list. So in the hills, I think Lauren has got a lovely head start, but we're going to start getting close in on those numbers. We need to do some birds, and that will get our numbers up nicely. But with this weather, the birding is not great currently. Maybe this afternoon we'll go to a waterhole and we'll see how many birds we can spot coming for a drink. But it needs to warm up, otherwise we're going to struggle. But we'll keep looking on the leeward side where the animals are keeping shelter from the wind, as this big amalgamation of animals is. But so, of course, Lauren is the leader, and it seems like she's going to continue with animal.
Oh, I'm the leader. Good to hear it. I know Ralph will try his best. Mr. Ralph with the most wonderful stories. Ah, I miss Ralph. We have a spotty thickney. It's actually a really beautiful view of one. And to be honest, it's not exactly the hardest find. And this is because these guys are here all the time. Non-stop. On this part of the reserve at the very start of Twin Dams Road, you'll always see them. Hello. Thank you for always being here. It really has turned into a birding morning. Birding's the one way to get your species up, but I'm going to try and transform that. I'm going to try and spice it up for the afternoon. And neither Cedric or I has a leopard on our list, because the leopards right now are being very tricky. As Cedric has already told you, Aubrey had a young male at Treehouse Dam last night. Interesting. I don't know who that could be. And unless we see a photo, we don't know. We can only speculate. But Gowrie Dam is just round the corner, and I'm hoping to get some reptiles that side. And maybe some more birds. I promise this bird is real. Yes, there we go, some movement. Vivian, I know, we can't finish this challenge. I think it finishes tomorrow AM. I could be wrong. I think that's the last one. And imagine if Cedric or I don't have a leopard on our list. We've both got lion. We've got hyena. Imagine if we don't have leopard. It'd be a little bit sad. But we'll try our best. And hopefully we end up getting there. I actually think this might be a water thickney. My apologies. My bad, everyone. We'll switch that round from spotty to water. Still a thick knee, that's one thing. But it's staying remarkably still. Where's the rest of your gang? There are normally about 7 of them here. But I can only see one. Riley, it does. I promise it's not. Imagine if we put little statues everywhere just to fool you guys into thinking that we have the animal. Maybe you should. No, I promise it's not a statue. It is, in fact, the water thickney. They're both very similar, but when you actually look at the sort of features around the face, they are different. Okay, time is moving on. I want to quickly get to Gowrie Dam and look for those reptiles, which I'm really hoping will be there. I mean, the monitor lizards normally are a given. Yeah, it's definitely a water. Sorry about that. And if the water monitor lizards are not there, then my goodness. Then I will expect snow. There's another go-away bird. We've got that one. We still haven't got a yellow hornbill though. Oh, I definitely need to get a yellow hornbill on my list. But for now, over to Cedric.
Yellow-billed hornbill. Alright, nice, Lauren. Looks like you're doing quite a few, well, getting quite a few birds outside. Well done on that. Nice, nice. I'm still just on the southern side of quarantine now. We did have some red-billed buffalo weavers on shot. Unfortunately, by the time they were going to come to us, they flew away. Anyhow, so we'll take a look, see if we can see any other form of them on the side. I don't know. So, of course, my mom said, that I wear too many t-shirts in a day. You know what I told her? I said I'll change. I had to put that one in there. Sorry, Adi, I had to just make myself laugh. I just had to entertain myself. Wait, let's go and just see where, because that young male leopard that Aubrey had this last night, I'm not going to jump to things. I know some say, Mazemba and all that, could be him. Nah, I have no idea. But Aubrey said it wasn't my reps that he had around Treehouse Dam area last night. He says there was another young male, but he says he hasn't seen him before. So, and he was coming up Taxon's Road, he was coming towards the Bushbrae area, so that's exactly why I'm just kind of moving along the southern side of quarantine, of this open clearing, because just to see, maybe we are lucky, he might be lying around here somewhere.
Stay up to date with the latest happenings at WildEarth. Discover what goes on behind the scenes and get a weekly recap of the best moments on the channel.
He's got it! And he's straight up a tree!
Sign up to be an explorer and receive our newsletter written just for you and sent straight to your inbox every week. WildEarth Explorers, a club for people who are passionate about nature.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning.
Very, very nice. No bulls present in this group, but that tends to be the way these associations work. This is a group of cows. I've seen 3 together. Bulls tend to kind of come into these groups, mate with the cows, and then leave. They form their own bachelor groups. Life can be a bit tough for those bulls with their enormous corkscrew horns. Makes them very, very susceptible to predation by the predators. Obviously, the horns are quite magnificent and very effective when they rut, but when they're chased into thick vegetation, the horns can slow them down, get them a bit hung up. Yeah, 3 or 4 cows here.
So our little quest when we started the drive was to try and catch up with the 3 Amigo cheetah boys, the coalition, and guess what? We've been able to find them. So they're also looking a little bit chilly and just sunning themselves. They haven't cleverly gone behind a bush. They're lying out in the open and getting blown by this very icy breeze. I say breeze, it's a strong wind. But they do look like they've recently had a feed, and their trail of destruction continues. They have been taking down adult eland, kudu, I think they've had a blesbok or 2 in between, and all sorts. Ooh, there goes a pied crow, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get it. Off he goes. He might turn back. No, he's gone. So, but anyway, I think the best species for us has been saved for last. Not that we don't appreciate the other animals, but lovely to have the cheetah spots. And good to see that they're doing so well. I haven't been here for a while. I believe there was an injury on the smaller of them at some stage, but he seems fine now. So William, when was I last year? I came and took over from Andrew, but I was only here for like 2 days. But that was, I think it was about a month and a half or 2 months ago. So it's been a while, and lovely to see them once more and see that they're doing so well. With full bellies, reasonably full. I think they've eaten in the last 2 or 3 days. No, in fact, I spoke to one of the rangers yesterday and they had killed a blesbok. And I think they flattened it within hours. The whole thing, gone. So that was yesterday. So I don't know if they'll be hunting in the next couple of days. And probably with this cold wind and so on, they'll probably just be lying around like this. Not too much activity going to be coming from them, I believe. But yeah, they are doing amazingly well. But there is also news that the male lion on the reserve, he has been pursuing them. And he's been walking up into this part of the reserve trying to track them down. For now, he hasn't come right. They are very lion savvy. And so I wouldn't worry too much. Even if he does come across them or manage to find them, he'll still have to catch them. So we've seen it before when they were first released onto the reserve and they went down into the basin, and then the lions very quickly picked up that they were around and started to pursue them. But the cheetah just literally jogged out in front of them, and eventually the lions gave up. And then they moved into this western side of the reserve, and they haven't gone back down into the basin since, which is very good tactics from a cheetah, just to avoid lions and in so doing stay alive. But those lions will continue to pursue them and try to catch them. And if they can, they will kill them. So these cheetah do just need to keep ahead of them. Happy kitties. Daniela, you are 100% correct. Every time I spend time with these boys is a wonderful time. I can think of worse things to do, although it would be nice if this wind dropped. But I don't think it's going to for the next few days. Very strong system that moved through, and we're still in the grips of it. This is a proper cold front, and it's going to move right up the east coast and into the Lowveld and maybe even across into Madikwe, that sort of area. So, and Cape Town has still had a lot of rain. There's been a lot of snow around South Africa, and this wind, it just feels like it's coming straight off an icy mountain. It almost feels like it's coming straight off the Antarctic. It is chilly. So in cheetah, as we know, they don't generally go to drink very often, mainly getting most of the moisture they require from the food that they eat. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think that we'll see them doing that again. We did see them at one stage on the Northerns territories go for a drink at one of the pans. It was a lovely sighting, that, and you don't often get to see cheetah drinking, so I really appreciated that one, and I'll never forget it. It's one of only a handful of times that I've seen cheetah actually go and drink water. Shame, but not a very active sighting. I think these guys are just going to be sleeping here, potentially even for the whole day.
Chatting around a fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of WildEarth's Fireside Chats.
So now how's this for a lucky spot? A tiny green chameleon soaking up a bit of morning sun. His very, very dark shade of green tells us how chilly he is this morning. And that's a special adaptation to allow him to absorb the maximum amount of heat and UV rays at the moment. A chameleon that is fully charged will be a lovely lighter shade, sort of pea green or lime green. Yeah, shame this chap has had quite a tough evening, I'm sure. He's feeling very, very low on energy. But all good, the sun is getting nice and high in the sky. Very shortly he's going to be fully charged and ready to head off in search of a tasty grasshopper or a butterfly for breakfast. Nice, we don't often get to see these guys during the day. What a pleasure.
Back with our three boys that we've clocked as the three amigos, being the three male cheetah coalition. It's not the only cheetah that we do have here on Amakhala, and something that I haven't seen and that's news to me is that Pumolela, the female cheetah that's on Carnarvondale, she's had cubs. So I think Morgan and Tessa have had wonderful sightings with her and her cubs, and I'm definitely going to go over at some stage and go and see them. I also want to at some stage go and find the lions with the cubs and see how they're getting along. We'll just have to wait a little bit for that though. The basin is extremely wet, so I won't be going there in the next day or 2 or 3 maybe. We'll see how this the weather plays ball, and if it does stay dry and the muddy roads harden up a bit, then we'll go down into the basin and have a look for those lions. In between though, we'll be mainly moving around on the western side of the reserve, the Dune Forest area, Newlands, and then we'll also head on over to the northern territories. I want to go and look for those little aardwolfs. I want to find them. Where a very special little animal, those. They hardly have any teeth. They've got like these grinding little things, of structures in the back of their mouth just to eat termites. But they do like to mimic hyenas, splaying their hair up and making themselves look double the size, because they are tiny little animals. I'm sure you can hear this wind. It is howling through, and it's keeping us shivering as well to keep warm. I've got about 6 layers of clothes on. I've got my long johns on as well. Busted them out, obviously. With this temperature, I didn't want to be caught short. I don't feel like shivering throughout the drive. But even with that, it's still biting through all these layers. It's incredibly cold. They said it was going to get to about 16 degrees today. I don't think that that is including being in the wind and the wind chill factor. I think it must be below 10, I think. So a nice snoozy end to the show. I think we are slowly heading towards that time. But nice to end off with these 3 magnificent cheetah growing more bold by the day. and the experience that they're gaining hunting these big animals, I think it's going to hold them in good stead. And they've been eating a good range. They haven't been really specializing in one particular species. I think just taking whatever's presented in front of them. I won't be surprised if they take down a giraffe at some stage. Righty folks, so we are heading into the end of the show, and straight after this there will be live at the Waterhole, and then later on the Sunset Safari. I hope you've enjoyed the Ranger race this morning. We've got some catching up to do, so I think we'll do some birding this afternoon and look for everything else. But anyway, I think that's it from us for now. From me and Morgan, enjoy the rest of your Morgan, and we'll catch you later. Bye for now.